piss. Keep it simple, stupid.
I promise you, this is not a political podcast.
Jump, fill it deep into the pool, set up the mood. Paranoid radio, set up the mood. Paranoid radio, set up the mood. Paranoid radio, set up the mood. 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 Set up the mood.
Oh yeah. We might have some glitches and technical difficulties, but nothing stops us from becoming amazing and dropping great content every single fucking day. Testicles 1, 2. Testicles. Welcome back to Paranoid Radio Podcast, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I am Trebles Garcia. Look at the camera. Look at the camera, guys. Look. Can you see me? Hello there. Hello there. Can you see me now? I want to thank the Lord for allowing me to be here, guys. I want to thank every single one of you for allowing me to enter your space. Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you so fucking much for all the support, guys. The page has, I do the seasonal. The page has an uplift. My facelift, sorry. And this might sound like shit because I'm throwing up all over the fucking microphone, kind of like Catalyst says all the time, because I'm not using a microphone. I'm talking directly to the phone, baby girl. Talk to me to the phone. Kiss me through the phone. Relax, soldier boy. We are kicking ass, smoking guns. I am getting tired of winning. No. Not just yet, but we're winning back to back every single fucking day. Now, I want to remind you that the most important thing that you can do for the show today is word of mouth. Check us out at paranoidradio.com. Check out the affiliations. And that shout out to Favors of the Forest. What it is, you may be asking, it is Bigfoot raising and grazing himself with a lot of fucking garlic dust. He puts it in a bottle and then he sells it to you for you to enjoy. Make sure you check it out, paranoidradio.com. Use Paranoid at checkout for 15% off. Enough of the promotion, guys. I have an amazing episode lined up. Do not forget to drop a 5-star review of a podcast and a Spotify. That allows other people to enjoy the show as much as I enjoy making it. Oh, yeah. Jumping in for the deep end of the pool and setting the fucking mood. I am bringing back dude, he's my co-host. He's a patriot. He's a business owner. My political analyst himself, Flash_News1. What is up?
What's up, everybody? Wow, lots of winning. Let's talk about it.
Welcome back to the show, Flash. Mad love to you and your family, dog. Shout outs to the business. Shout outs to what you do on the show. And where can people find you?
Over on Instagram, no longer restricted, it seems like. They're getting a lot of new followers, so welcome those people. If this is the first time listening to the podcast, welcome. And yeah, so it's Flashy_News1 on Instagram, Flashy_Truth on Truth Social. But come check me out on Instagram, man. My shit's hot right now.
Hot. Dropping it like it's hot. Let's start this conversation. This episode is called GITMO. Let's start with Kash Patel, bro. Woo! Wow. That hearing was fire. What's poppin', Slam?
Bro, Kash Patel is kind of like an unsung hero in our movement, really. He really got a lot of claim to fame in the Q movement back when nobody even knew who Kash Patel even was. He was really behind the scenes working, a Trump loyalist, number one. But number two, he's a patriot. He actually worked in the Obama administration as a prosecutor, as a public defender first. He was first a public defender. Then he went into work for the federal government, and he worked for the Obama administration as a prosecutor, and then for Donald Trump as a counterintelligence specialist. Also worked with Devin Nunes in the House of Representatives, and he was the one who exposed the Russia collusion as a hoax. This man alone, Kash Patel, was the one who brought the whole thing down on its head. It was him. Pretty much by himself. When everyone said he was wrong, when all the media was calling this and this, he was working behind the scenes to prove that the Russia collusion was a hoax and that Hillary Clinton was involved with it. All of that, right? So he deserves his day in the sun. You know what I mean? Like, so anybody that thinks that he's not on our side, or this guy has a 16-year proven track record of being a patriot to the Constitution. Like I said, he even worked in the Obama. He doesn't care. He follows the Constitution for what it is. Now, fast forward a little bit. Trump used him in his first administration in a lot of different roles. He put him at the chief of staff at the Department of Defense on January 6th, when all this crazy shit happened. Trump went to Kash Patel and made him the chief of staff at the Department of Defense. No one really knows why. It was a chess move. I think they got some things into place, some special operations, some things that were going on in the background during the Biden administration. I think Kash Patel has been a huge part of that. brilliant mind, and anybody that watched the hearing, I mean, the guy was fucking schooling him, bro. I mean, it was a master class. You know, they try to hit him with this and hit him with that. I mean, the guy wrote a book called Government Gangsters, where he names over 60 people. A lot of those people were in the Senate that day
Huh.
as government gangsters, and he has the receipts. He hasn't been sued for this book. This book's been out for a whole year. If there was any false information about it, he would have gotten sued, right? Same with RFK Jr.'s book about Dr. Fauci. If there was anything lies about that, he would have got sued. No one got sued. So this is why they're scared of this guy, because he knows exactly where the bodies are buried, right? He names names in the book. He knows how the whole thing how the whole thing operates, how the whole thing works. And he's going to go in the FBI and he's going to clean it out. That's just really that simple. And he has the experience to do it. It's not like he's just some guy from off the street. This is what this man does. And he's a true patriot. And I'm really excited because he knows, he's not going to target anyone per se. But a lot of the shit that we've been seeing is going to stop happening just because he is the head of the FBI, because they know people aren't going to be able to get away with the same shit they were getting away with. So just his presence alone is enough, I feel like, to really right a lot of wrongs. He's going to get all the DEI garbage out of there. He's going to get all the bullshit out of there. He's going to go back to being the number one law enforcement in the world. And that's what they really should be doing, and not the political fucking theater bullshit.
Just an offside combo here, real quick. What's the name of the new Secretary of Defense?
The Secretary of Defense is Pete Hegseth.
Okay. And they were talking about how he used to get drunk and cheated on his wife, right?
Yeah.
Real small. And then everybody else there was like, okay, whoever hasn't cheated and gotten drunk and fucked a freaking prostitute on the side, shut the front door, right?
In the Senate? Right. Come on, bro.
That's as fucking hypocritical as saying, oh, yeah, I'm gonna arm myself and stop ICE from taking these freaking illegal kids and children and parents out of school, but you couldn't stop a fucking transsexual and shoot him back. Shut the fuck up.
God,
you guys are fucking retarded. Stop bullshitting, man. Anyway,
got him.
The show.
But the thing about Pete Hegseth, too, is that this man was in war. He was a door kicker, bro. He was in Iraq. He was in Afghanistan, over 8 tours. Who the fuck are we to fucking talk about this man's demons? We don't know what this guy was going through when he got home. He was he found love in the bottle. He probably, was his wife, whatever. But the thing about the matter now is that he's been sober. He found Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior. He has a new wife, and all of that. Who was born perfect and lived a perfect life? One man, Jesus Christ. That's it.
That's amazing. And this is old saying. I like saying, Peter rejected Jesus Christ 3 times. Who are we to judge?
Yep, heard him.
We have AI and mRNA cancer vaccine, bro. Drop some bombs.
Okay, now this is a little bit of an older story, but I thought it was important to bring it back in because it caused so much commotion in the community and the truth movement, especially the Black Pill accounts. Black Pill's got a hold of this, and we're like,
oh God.
So the story is that Trump is teaming up with some of these AI companies, OpenAI, one of them, and Larry Ellison over at Oracle, right? And they're teaming up to launch this new Stargate AI program, which is these companies are going to invest $500 billion into the infrastructure of the government. Now, people thought that we were giving our money to these companies, that it was corporate welfare, that they were getting like a grant. No. They are giving us money. Let's just make that clear right now. And Trump is trying to stimulate the economy. He's trying to get more people working and all that stuff. So, he's looking at it from that way too. But what can I get out of these people? And not only that, right? All of this AI stuff. So now the Black Pill accounts are saying, oh my God, this is proof that Trump is going to die. He's a fascist. And oh my God, he's controlled by this person. Like, they don't even know, like they see he's controlled by Israel, but then he's controlled by this person. Then he's controlled by, like, bro, you can only have one puppet master. Like pick a fucking lane and stick to it, bro. Like, they're all over the place, right? So this whole open AI stuff. So pretty much what I feel like is because knowing how Trump operates, I feel like that is my specialty, understanding how Trump makes moves and what he does, right? And that's why I've been
political analyst.
Proven right time and time again, because I feel like I have a good grasp on that. So how Trump operates is similar to how Dr. Fauci operated with him, right? These people are so powerful, right? And a lot of them are so rich, these AI companies, that the only way to really bring them down is to put them in the spotlight and let them incriminate themselves, much like Dr. Fauci. Now look at Dr. Fauci. Motherfucker's on the run, had to get a pardon from Joe Biden. He's about to get a subpoena from Congress. He's not doing good. You know what I mean? And that was his couple years in the spotlight. Yeah, okay, say if Trump would have taken him out and fired him, he would have disappeared. They would have put somebody else in there talking the same parrot. But now we know about the fucking Wuhan lab, about the connections with the gain of function. All of this stuff unraveled because Dr. Fauci was put in the spotlight.
How many years, bro? How many years back did they pardon him?
10. 2014, yeah, right, exactly. So, right. So,
that's just it all.
that put the pressure on Biden to have to do that, right? If Fauci would have just been living in his retirement, making his $1 million. Now he's not feeling pretty stressful now, right?
Mm.
So now with these AI companies, all of this technology, this was all happening in the background. They were all doing this anyway in these private companies. And these private companies don't have any oversight. They have no congressional oversight. You don't know what's going on, what they're doing. They don't have to report to anybody, and they buy up the media so that they can't report them on it. So I think that Trump is forcing this into the spotlight, right? This stuff was already happening. Now it's going to be in the government. Once it's involved with the government, you have congressional oversight. You have hearings, you have subcommittees, you have all of this stuff, right? And then you have FOIA requests. Citizens can get information with a FOIA request. So now all of this stuff opens this up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, he's also exposing the technology, right? Because look, a couple days later, $1 trillion was wiped out of the AI companies because a Chinese company came and proved that they can do the same thing, half the price, half the manpower, and all of that, right? Literally 3 days after Trump put them in the spotlight. And now everyone's losing their mind about this mRNA cancer vaccine. Again, this what was going on in the dark. These companies were doing this already. Right. And then they could just report to us, oh, it's the greatest thing ever. Trust us, trust us, trust us. No, now what Trump is doing is he's pulling them closer. OK, you want to do this? We're going to watch you do it. We're going to have the oversight while you do it. And now the American public is fully awake to the mRNA technology, which it wouldn't have been if it wasn't used for the COVID vaccine. Right. Obviously, all the problems with that. But there's already 75% of Americans that would never take another mRNA vaccine, no matter what you do, no matter what you say. So it's already a dead technology. Right. So this is how Trump operates. He's putting this guy, Larry Ellison, in Oracle. It's obviously a CIA front group, and that's why it was created, to pretty much spy on Americans. Now, Larry Ellison has all these great ideas of how he wants to do surveillance and AI and put like a social credit system. But now everybody's talking about it because now everybody knows who this guy is because Trump put him in the spotlight. Right, so none of this stuff is going to pass. But this isn't 2020. This isn't 2018. We have an awakened populace now. So just let Trump cook.
Absolutely. Talking about cooking and talking about shady shit coming to light. What can you tell us about the crash, bro? Everybody, we have to strike with our underside. Unfortunately, we have to dive into it too.
Yeah,
what's going on,
listen,
bro?
this is a crazy story, right? So let's first address some misinformation that was going around. Supposedly, people thought that this was a transgender pilot because there's someone that looks similar. Joe Ellison is the transgender name. She's actually a real he is actually a real person. He's a helicopter pilot in the Virginia National Guard. So people got that confused. To me, it looked like it was an intentional hit, that the helicopter was literally going straight for the airplane. And if you look at the tracking at the map, it would look like it was trying to hit a couple airplanes before that. Like it looked like, what I mean? It was trying to hit, it missed one and then hit another one. Now they were wearing nighttime goggles. Sometimes it's hard to see in a city area because of all the lights. While you're wearing nighttime goggles, understandable. Also, there was short-staffed at the FAA tower in D.C. because of the DEI policies of the Biden administration, because they were trying to hire people, either female, lesbian, black, disability. So they weren't actually hiring the people that were ready to go, that were qualified because they were white. So they instead were short-staffed because they were looking for a select group of people to fill those positions, which actually don't exist, because how many, transgender specialty aviation people are there? Like, it's the most craziest thing. There's actually a lawsuit in the works right now that was filed 2 years ago by a group over 1,000 people, white people, that said that they were excluded from the hiring process at the FAA because they are white. So now we are seeing the DEI policies come into fruition, right? And this is what we've been screaming about, these policies, that they are dangerous, that now these are doctors, these are pilots that lowered the standards in order for them to fill a quota, right? And now we are seeing the fruits of that labor. I mean, it's and this is why Trump, I'm so glad for his leadership, how hard it must have been for him to go out there and actually just call it like he saw it. This is because of DEI. And he's not saying because of this person. No, because of the whole hiring process and everything like that. It excluded people. It left them short-staffed. All of this stuff. And then, they're hiring people with disabilities, bro. People with disabilities at the AAA. People that are half blind, half deaf. Listen, bro, they should be in the workforce. I'm not saying you should be excluded, but you can't be at the FAA. Bro, you cannot be in charge of our aircraft. You can't see perfectly with 2020. You shouldn't be doing it.
Bro, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is a real commercial talk, but during the fires, I seen some commercial on TikTok that a handicapped fireman was like, sometimes people want to feel positive that a handicapped fireman. I don't care. I don't want a handicapped fireman trying to drop a door down. I want this motherfucker to be buff, tall. I
Bro,
don't care if
right?
it's black,
For
Asian,
real,
or
bro.
an alien from space. I want him
I
to
don't
save
care
me right now,
if
bro.
he kisses bass, if he likes dick, or if he I don't give a shit, bro. Can he knock down a door? Can he put out a fire? You know what I mean? It's like it's the same thing, and this is what like the whole microcosm of this was a perfect example of this election, right? Because it was like, are you going to vote for someone that makes you feel good? Are you going to vote for some? That's like going into surgery, right? You got one doctor, it's a lesbian, she's great, she does all this work for the community, and you know she loves eating ass and all this stuff, and then you have this other guy, he's a white guy, you know everyone thinks he's a piece of shit, but he's the best surgeon in the fucking world.
Boom.
Who do you want cutting your head open? Who do you want taking your shit out of your body and putting it back in? You want the bitch
Yes.
that eats the ass perfectly or the guy that cuts the fucking people perfect?
Thank you.
I mean, come on, bro. It's really that simple, bro. And you know, and this is what we have to put the spotlight on, bro, because it's been so crazy. It got so out of control, and this is why Trump won by so much, and they couldn't steal the election because it was just they lost the culture war, they lost the information war, and they lost the culture war. Now they're licking their wounds in the corner. They don't know what to do. Trump is coming out with this executive order. He's coming out with that executive order. He's in Las Vegas. He's everywhere, bro.
Yep.
And that's the point. He's sticking and moving, right? You can't hit a moving target, bro. He's doing so many different things that you can't even pick one thing, but he's doing another thing. Once you pick that thing, so
yeah,
master
I
chess.
feel like the next question is, and I'm gonna say this in Spanish, para informar a todo el público latino. This is to inform every single person that's Latin American that's fucking spreading mis and disinformation. Bro, talk to me about freaking ICE and about the deportations.
So first of all, Obama deported 2.5 million people while he was president. He is the deporter in chief. Actually, by the numbers, he deported the most people by far, and nobody really cared back then. They actually looked at it as a positive, right? Because you're protecting the community and all of this stuff, and just see these celebrities that are actually going to the defense of these people, and they're not actually, because they actually are misinformed. They really think that Trump is out here rounding up families and random people on the street, that he's running into fucking construction sites and checking papers and pulling people over, checking papers. No, we have a list. Biden had a list of criminals that are in this country. There's over 1 million people that already went through the court process that ordered deported. So they already had their day in court. They already had their due process. They already had their constitutional rights, if you think they should even have any at all. They had that. It's over 1 million. So there's plenty of people to worry about, bro. Do you know what I mean? 1 million people, that's going to take probably 2 years. Just those people alone. And then you have over the 13,000 murderers. Then you have and then you can go on ice.gov and you can see actually the people that are being deported.
The transparency is freaking
real. Absolutely. Yes. And what they're guilty of, what they were found guilty of. There was one guy that killed his wife, went to jail for 10 years, and now he's out on parole. Like, bro, and he's not here illegally. We don't want you here. What are you doing for this community? What are you giving back? What do you killed your wife and now you're fuck out of here, bro. No, I'm sorry. So what is happening though is that a lot of these people do live with these criminals, other migrants that maybe not be criminals but are here illegally. They're getting caught up in the raids, right? So that's another thing though. But you know what? Nobody told you to hang out with criminals. Do you know what I mean?
Thank you. Yes.
And that's the thing. When you the first thing you do is break a law when you come into this country. You already have a mindset. You're already hanging out with criminals because other people broke into our country too. So you have that mentality of trying to get away with shit, trying to be sneaky. You're trying to avoid the government. You don't want to get a real ID. You want to get paid under the table. You want to so and then all of a sudden you might be a perfectly fine citizen, but you get wrapped up in this dark underbelly world of the cartels and all of this stuff. And then you got to sell drugs to pay the cartels back sometimes. Whatever it is. It's a vicious cycle, and we don't want it in our country anymore, bro. So,
$1,819,000 per person when you get trafficked. Per person when they're trafficked, not counting how many times they get trafficked.
Right.
That alone should fucking scare you.
And that's why they like you in traffic, because you can use the same shit over and over again. A piece of drug, you sell it, it's gone. You got to get more. This is one person, you could just recycle. And
then you come with the organs once after everything's destroyed. It's fucking crazy, dog. Israel controls Trump? Hit me. What?
Man, this is another narrative that over the past couple weeks and months have slowly been destroyed. Now I was again standing in the breach saying that everybody was wrong and that you got to let it play out, let Trump cook, right? But if we even just look at the TikTok ban, it was Israel, the Israel lobby who wanted the TikTok ban. It had nothing to do with China. China has all these other apps on the App Store that people are downloading. They got our data. They got it has nothing to do with that. They're buying our farmland. We talked about that last one, but as far as that app, I mean, so what are we talking about?
You said, and we lost track, but this episode is brought to you by Israel controlling Trump.
Oh, right.
What's
So,
going on?
so the ban on TikTok specifically, that was from Israel, right? And so this whole idea that it has nothing to do with China, it was because people, if you go look on TikTok, the number one hashtag is Free Palestine. People were being woken up to the evilness of Israel on TikTok. So, and then not only that, then go look at that ceasefire deal. Bibi Netanyahu didn't want that deal. Trump shoved it down his throat, right? So this whole narrative is slowly collapsing, but it can't be done. Oh, right. A big one was that Trump stopped foreign aid to all countries except Israel, Jordan, and Egypt. And then the black pill accounts picked only Israel out of that and said, look, Trump stopped all foreign aid except for Israel. That proves that he's controlled by Israel. Low IQ take, okay? Because we have a defense treaty with Israel. The reason why they left out those other two countries is because it completely kills the argument. So why would he do Jordan and Egypt then? If the only reason why he left Israel, so he's in control by Egypt and Jordan too? Right. No, of course not. So that's confirmation bias, right?
Keep that same energy. Yep.
So right. So I mean, it's that confirmation bias over and over again. That's how the only way they can prove that Trump is controlled by Israel is by secretly selecting these things that actually don't have any connection whatsoever, right? And then he's controlled by this person, he's controlled by that person, but it's just like it's almost so hard to keep up with, because it's just like I have like continuously debunking these things one after another. But I think it's important. Right, because time is telling that Trump is his own man. He's controlled by the American people, but it can't be done. So these defense treaties, right? So Israel, we have a defense treaty with Israel. Jordan, we have a defense treaty with Jordan. Egypt, we have a defense treaty with Egypt. So as much as Trump would want to cut aid, you can't. It has to come from an act of Congress. The same treaty that was made has to be ratified or taken back by the Congress. So Trump has no power in that. So you know what I mean. So that proves absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. But if you look at his action, then he can't just turn his back on Israel. Like that would cause such a firestorm, right? Like you can't just do it like that. What you do though is let the information speak for itself. Let the American people become awakened after they digest the information, and then the pressure will come from America and the American people to stop the foreign aid and to stop all this other shit.
We are got 2 more points here. 30,000 more beds available at Guantanamo Bay.
GITMO, man, this is big, and and Catherine Herridge is down there, that great journalist from CBS News who got fired. She's doing a special on because GITMO has military tribunals. They hold people for treason. They hold all of this. So it's not just about migrants, and it's not just about the 9/11 guys. Now, Obama wanted GITMO closed, and then Trump reversed it, and actually Trump made it bigger. He actually added to it, right? So are we gearing up for mass arrests to be handled at GITMO? You know what I mean? I think that's where you would put people if they were, say, guilty of treason. They would go to GITMO, right? So I think that GITMO being back in the spotlight is very interesting because Catherine Herridge all of a sudden went down there to do a documentary about it. And then 3 days later, Trump announces he's reopening GITMO for these migrant centers, for these very violent migrants, very select few migrants. So I don't know. GITMO's coming back into the spotlight. So very interesting, man. I'm not, I don't want to get too ahead of it, but something's going on down there for sure, bro. And GITMO, it's not on U.S. soil, so you don't have U.S. laws while you're there. Torture and all that good stuff.
Yeah, hey. We got one more here. And I've noticed that every single person that's on the Republican side, or at least in his cabinet, they're very good-looking, high-quality folks. They're not average looking or like
central casting, baby.
Yeah, they don't look. These people do not look like. You look like a fucking weird professor from high school that would stare at a chick. Right, you guys don't look like they look like they're here to kick some ass. Tulsi, RFK just got a fucking certified. Talk to me, dog.
Yeah, I think. Well, first of all, I think all of these people are going to get confirmed. I think that the American people have spoken. Trump deserves the people that he wants in there. It shows that he's bipartisan. Tulsi Gabbard's a Democrat. RFK Jr. is a Democrat. I never saw the day where MAGA would be fighting for a Kennedy Democrat and then Tulsi Gabbard, the congresswoman from Hawaii. Like, come on, bro, this is crazy, right? Like, but this is because that just proves that we just want people that tell the truth, that want to do the right thing by the American people. That's it. I mean, that's really what it is, you know. And then we are in a time now of truth, where truth is contagious, truth is popular, truth is hot right now, truth is sexy right now. You know, all these podcasts are blowing up, and you know, on the legacy media is literally dying in front of our eyes. I mean, that's an organic awakening right there. You know what I mean? So I think Tulsi, Gabbart, and RFK are just really just a perfect example of that coming to fruition. You know, people are looking past. You know, everyone talks about, oh, the two parties, Trump is a Republican. He's showing you that he doesn't give a fuck about any of that. He's not a Republican. He had to run as a Republican, yeah, because we are in a two-party system, so we had to play the game in order to win it. But now that he's won it, look, he's not being a partisan. You know, our tent is big, bro. All you got to do is tell the truth, believe in the Constitution, wants the sovereignty of America, and you know, that's really it. And the rest will work itself out. And I think that's what we're seeing. So Tulsi Gabbard, she's going to be great at DNI. That's where all the secrets are kept. That's where when Trump declassified something last time, they stonewalled him at the DNI. They didn't let it go through. So now all the JFK files are going to come out, or the RFK files, the MLK files, which are going to be really interesting. People are going to find out that MLK was not the greatest man. He was a communist, a Marxist. He was sleeping with a bunch of people, had a bunch of kids on the side. You know, was being controlled by other countries and stuff. So yeah, I mean, this is the age of truth. You know what I mean? This is it, bro. So I can't wait. I can't wait for RFK Jr. to get in there and start really giving the vaccine information and giving people the power of information again, informed consent once again. You know, so it's a great time to be alive. But I fully expect they're going to keep hitting us with this crazy shit. You know, airplanes crashing, mass shootings, all the little things that they can do. They're going to still do it. Grown.
Where can people find you, big dog?
Flashy_news1. Come check out your boy on Instagram.
That is right. Ladies and gentlemen, we need more freaking podcasters. We need more conspiracy theorists out there. If you have more conspiracy, do your research, get on the mic and put the information out. It's a sexy time to be a conspiracy theorist. Get your shit and make some fucking noise. This is your time. I motivate you to get up and do some damn noise. Make sure you check us out at ParanormalRadio.com. Check out 5-star Apple Podcast on Spotify. That allows other people to enjoy the show as much as I enjoy making it. Thank you, Flash.
Out, baby. Let's go.
Paranoid Radio.